Okay, as promised, I wanted to do an introductory video so that we can basically begin our coverage of Accounting 400 tomorrow in Chapter 1. By the way, the Chapter 1 PowerPoint slides are already under Topic 1 on the Moodle page. And I put up an announcement last week regarding this. Also, I have posted a syllabus. I'm probably going to be adjusting that syllabus some, and I'll probably repost a little bit today, but I do want to discuss that syllabus. So I will be talking more about the syllabus in a few minutes. I want to talk about, first of all, a couple of events this semester, and then we'll turn to the class. On March 1st, there's going to be an event, a recruiting type of event, where you can meet employers. This is somewhat like Career Fair in the fall. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's strictly for the College of Business, and a lot of accounting firms come out. Instead of holding this event over in the University Center, I'm sorry, yeah, over, not the University Center, but in the Pennington Center, which is where a Career Fair is held, this event is held in the front entrance area of Garrett Hall. So you don't have to go anywhere. So on March 1st, be sure that you are dressed up and that you have your resume updated, and bring several copies with you. Be prepared to meet with employers, and there'll be more said about this and the timing of it, etc. But that's on March 1st. So we'll have class that day, but there'll be times before class and after class that you can meet with employers. Also on March 6th, we have our annual ethics lecture. This is at night. We usually have an excellent speaker come in, and I believe this year we may have someone talking about an accountant type person talking about whistleblowing. So again, more will be said about both of those, but I wanted to mention them. Okay, so in the syllabus, and I'll show you this in a minute when we look at the syllabus, I mentioned the fact that most of the policies that used to be listed in the syllabus are now on Moodle. Here's your Moodle page, Accounting 400, 500. And so I just refer to those policies, and I just wanted to show you where they're listed right here under topic 0. So I suspect you've encountered these in prior classes and will encounter them again, but just be sure. So they're all listed here. You can either click on them and go directly to them, or you can drill down, or you can scroll down rather. So you can drill down or scroll down. So for instance, faculty have to communicate with you via email. That's our official way of communicating, through university email. If you have a disability and need accommodations on tests or other accommodations, there's a process to go through, and this is what you do. So be sure that you may have seen these 100 times, but you might want to review them. Be sure that you are familiar with these policies. Now again, I've also listed under Topic 0 the syllabus. I have updated this syllabus. Again, there will be two. There will be one for Accounting 400, one for Accounting 500. The one for 500 just has an additional assignment, and therefore the weighting is a little different. But other than that, it's the same syllabus, same textbook, same schedule of classes, etc. Right now, I only have the 400 syllabus up. I will post the 500 syllabus sometime this week, the first week of class. But in the meantime, if you are that student in Accounting 500, please refer to the 400 syllabus. It will tell you everything you need to know for this first week. All right, let's take a look at that syllabus. I want to just talk about a few things. I'm available in the office during these times, during these 5 hours during the week, also by appointment. A lot of students, I think, forget about the appointment possibility, but certainly if you're unable to meet during these times but need to meet, we can set up an appointment when you can meet. Textbook is in textbook rental, so you can go pick that up if you haven't already. I am available via email. I have official online hours, but basically I'm available at my email address, and will respond fairly quickly, within 30 minutes to an hour, at what I call reasonable hours of the day. I go to bed really early. I go to bed around 9 or 9:30. I get up pretty early, around 5 or so anytime between those two times I'm not going to be responding. I'm going to be sleeping. So if you're studying for a test at 2 in the morning and send me an email, you'll probably get a response at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to respond at 2 o'clock. So that's just to let you know, but basically I'm available via email anytime. And so here's the page where I talk about basic policies being on Moodle. I just showed you where that was. And then just to specify, I've listed a few. Some of these are on Moodle, but for instance, attendance, faculty have some options. This is the option I've chosen. You can read through it, but basically what it says is if you ever show up for class and are recorded as having attended the class, then you will have to take action to withdraw. I'm not going to automatically withdraw you. So if you're there the first day and never come back, you need to remember to withdraw from the class. I will say, no, they attended one time, I'm not withdrawing them. Conversely, I guess you could view this video and never show up for class. After about 14 days of class, not 14 days of this class, but 14 days overall, about 2 weeks into class, we get a 14-day roll. If somebody hasn't shown up at all, I do withdraw them. So that's my policy, just to let you know. This is something that's been changed and updated. The syllabus has been updated today, Tuesday, the 16th of January. I think I had this labeled as cell phone. This is a little more broad. So my policy with reference to cell phones and so forth is you can wear them, you can bring the cell phone in on a regular class day, have it on the desk. I do ask that you silence it so that if it rings or vibrates, it won't disturb the class. I would recommend that you put it away and ignore it, but it's up to you. You're young professionals, and so I give you that courtesy. I do reserve the right, if it seems to become abusive during class or disturb other students, to change this policy during the course of the semester and say no more cell phones. But I haven't done that yet since I started allowing cell phones. So, students have been responsible. I expect you will be too. On exam day, however, that's not true. Cell phones need to be often put away. Apple Watches need to be often put away. Any device that has the potential to connect to the internet should be put away and not available to you on exam day. Academic honesty is expected. Most accounting majors are very ethical. That's why they've chosen the field of accounting. But certainly if you're caught committing academic dishonesty, and sometimes this is as simple as not following an instruction on how to proceed, whether you work alone or whether you work in groups, then obviously there are consequences that are pretty severe. Basically, 500 will be a little different, but for 400 students we have 3 exams. They're worth 80% altogether, or 26.67% each, and we have a project that's worth 20% of your grade. I will post study guides and say more in terms of details about each exam, but this gives you some general guidelines. We will try to follow the schedule as best we can. This is more of the introductory material. So very early on Thursday, this first week of class, we will go into Chapter 1. Chapter 1 PowerPoint slides, as I pointed out earlier, are posted. I reserve the right to change a few of these assignments, but basically this is what you'll see. Exam dates are pretty well locked in stone. I guess something could happen that's most unusual. Remember in 2005 when we had Katrina, I made this comment, and obviously everything had to change because of the topsy-turvy nature of what that storm did. But normally, I will follow this schedule. So if we don't make it through 5 by the time this date rolls around, we'll stop and have an exam over what we have covered. If we get into Chapter 6 back in here, we will go ahead and cover what we can in 6. We'll stop on this day and have the exam, but it'll only be on Chapters 1 through 5. So what I'm saying to you is you can pretty much count on, barring some really unforeseen circumstance, you can pretty well count on these exam dates being when they're listed in the syllabus. My makeup policy is to give 1 makeup exam at the end of the semester. This tends to mean that you can only take 1 makeup exam, 1 or 2. Very rare circumstance where somebody misses both or whatever. If you do poorly on both, I really can't help you. What I will allow you to do, though, is if you come and take exam 1 and 2 as they're scheduled and you're unhappy with one of the grades, again, I can't help you if you're unhappy with both, I will allow you to volunteer to take the makeup exam for that test. So let's say exam 1 goes well, exam 2, for some reason something happens and you mess up. If you want to, you can take the makeup for exam 2. If you do better, I'll replace your poor grade with the better grade. The final exam is really just a third exam given during final exam time over this set of material. This exam is on Wednesday. I know a lot of you will be graduating seniors, but I will have no problem getting your grade posted by Thursday morning at 9. So we will all take this exam at this time on May 9th from 8 to 10 a.m. All right, let me just say one more thing. I'm going to check my time. We will be doing journal entries for government accounting, and I assume that you understand journal entries and how they work, that you basically know which accounts are debit balance accounts and credit balance accounts for financial accounting. Now, in governmental accounting, the accounts will have different names, but they will basically be the same. So you need to be sure that you understand basic debits and credits. If you don't, go watch a YouTube video on it, debits and credits, something like that. And you can see there's a ton of them here. You need to understand adjusting entries. And you can see there are a ton of here. For instance, this first one, the guy actually lists what the adjusting entries are, and I assume, I didn't watch the video, assume he discusses them, and so forth. So you do need to kind of understand how these work. You should have covered those in financial accounting. Should have covered them again in intermediate accounting. I know that when we get in upper level classes, for instance in tax, I don't really do a lot of journal entries in the introductory tax course. It's more about the law. I'm sure in your financial upper level classes you're doing specific entries and kind of drilling down and zeroing in. But now we're going to take a step back and you're going to be doing some journal entries. You need to learn the account names, but basically the concepts, the ideas behind it. We'll be doing some adjusting entries for governmental entities and that type of thing. The concepts are the same. So as senior accounting majors, I certainly expect that you can do journal entries of all types. There's not going to be any partial credit. I've had students comment that maybe some of the other professors, as you're learning, give partial credit, but a journal entry is either right or wrong. If it's half wrong, it's impacting at least two accounts, one that didn't get recorded and one that did incorrectly. So on the first two exams in particular, we have quite a few journal entries, and I'll expect that you will know those. We're going to work examples in class. You're going to be fully prepared if you've come to class and studied, but I will expect that you'll get those right. I will not be giving partial credit on journal entries, so I want to be sure that's clear. All right, if you have any questions tomorrow, I may say another word or two, but basically we're going to start with Chapter 1, not tomorrow, but on Thursday, January the 18th, and I will see you then.